I spent 3 years using the iPhone 13 mini and I absolutely loved it. Matter of fact, if you are someone that's been on my channel for a while, you probably saw a lot of videos about this device simply because, well, it checked all the boxes for me. It was the size of this device, how comfortable it is to hold in the hand, how capable it is. But there were a lot of things that crushed this poor little device, such as the price tag. Asking price of $700 for this phone when you have $100 more and you could just buy the standard 13, it was a lot to ask for. But anyone that appreciated the form factor was ready to shell out that money, and that's why I bought this. But now, if you're looking at upgrading this device, I really think that you should take a hard look at the iPhone Air. Now, trust me, I know you're like, okay, Qasim, so you're telling me to go out and buy a bigger device? I mean, I get it that it's thin, but seriously, 6.5 inches coming from a 13 mini? Look, I know on paper you're going to be seeing this at home and saying that, okay, there's a weight difference and everything. But one thing that these devices do really well is how well balanced they are in your hand. The iPhone Air, for its size, you don't feel the size. It's really hard to explain. You just feel like you have a bigger screen, of course, but you're not going to feel that size. It's that reduction and it's that feel of this device in your hand. The last device that really made me feel really good using it day to day, like every single time that I thought about switching the mini because I was like, you know what? I'm tired of charging this phone. Guess what kept me holding on? Was the actual form factor. Because every time I pick this up, right? Every time you go to write a text message, look at the smile on my face. That should tell you how much I love this device. Even just holding it right now, I'm like, man, there's nothing that's going to compare to the iPhone 13 mini. But eventually, with iOS 26, it's very intensive. Like, if I try to use this now, it's not going to give me that same experience that I once had with the iPhone 13 mini. This device actually I keep as like a prayer clock on my desk all the time. And I also use it in the studio to like change all the lighting because I have like the app. It's actually set up the same way all my other phones are. So I keep this on the side with me all the time. So trust me, you've got to at least give this a shot. Trust me, you will feel different once you actually get to experience it. And I know this because I spent 3 years, like a lot of people loved the iPhone 12 mini and 13 mini, but I actually kept it. I actually kept it. I used it. You on this channel are going to see other phones that I'm reviewing and stuff. But those weren't my personal devices. Those were devices that I'd buy, I'd play around with them and see their capabilities and stuff and share that with you and the rest of my audience here on this channel. But the one that was with me every single day was the 13 mini. And it wasn't until like the back glass is cracked on this, the battery health got down to like 85% at that time. I think it's even lower now. I haven't checked in a while, so I don't know what it is at right now, but I'll check after this video and show you. But that's what prompted me because I didn't want to spend more money here. I was like, you know what? Let me update the phone. And when I updated, I went to 16E, and that's been a great experience. But the iPhone Air just is something very different that you've got to experience for yourself. Now, I know the next thing that you're probably thinking is that, okay, Qasim, so you're telling me to ditch two of my cameras and go to a single camera. And here's where we'll differ in the sense that I only have 93 photos with the ultra wide camera in a photo library of almost 21,000 photos. And a lot of those photos were sent to me from other people. But, iCloud can still pick up the metadata because those were also photos from iPhones. So I don't really use the ultra wide. But if we differ on this, what I will say is the next best thing that you can get is the iPhone 17 because that's going to offer you a lot of value at that 800 price point. Don't forget, we paid $700 for this because it's like Apple always wants to ask like a premium price for whatever special device that they have. And likewise is the case here, right? You have to pay $1,000 for this phone, but the day-to-day experience it gives you, it's not replaceable. You can't, like, price isn't always relative to features and specs and all of that. For example, I love a good cup of coffee, right? And I have this one spot where I go to and their coffee just, it hits different. My favorite kind of coffee is an iced Americano with a splash of heavy cream. Now, when you say a splash of heavy cream, depending on the place and the person, their splash might be totally different, right? But this one spot just makes the coffee perfect each time. And the people know me there. And when I go there, I get to talk to them. I love the interaction. The place is always clean. The Wi Fi is always good. So even if I'm paying them $2 to $3 more, it's better than going down the street and buying the cheaper one because that experience is what you're paying for, right? Because that experience can't be replaced. And that's what we're doing here with these devices, paying $700 for a small phone that doesn't have the best battery life, but it gives you that experience, that comfort, that day to day use. Same thing here. I haven't had a good experience with a phone that I absolutely just keep enjoying because when you get a phone new, what happens is after a couple of days, like, okay, you just kind of get used to it and it's fine. The first couple of days, you might actually baby the phone, right? You don't want to put it down too hard and you're being extra careful, but that all wears off, right? This doesn't wear off. Like this feeling that this device gives you, and same was the case with the iPhone 13 mini. It does not wear off. Now, hopefully, if you had both of those questions, I helped you answer both of them. Now, I want to tell you a couple good things that you're going to enjoy here coming from this device. With this iPhone Air, you're going to get a 6.5-inch display, and as a change, it's actually a ProMotion display. So it's the same one that you find on the Pro models or on the base 17. And honestly, the reason I love this display so much is that I never had a problem with bigger displays, but I had a problem with what came with those bigger displays. The heft of the phones, that pain that you get in your hand, right? I just can't do it. So for me, being able to have a bigger display, but then also have a phone that like disappears in your pocket, like this will give you the same experience the 13 mini did, where you like put it in your pocket and let's say you leave the house, you ask yourself, wait, did I get my phone? Same thing has happened to me here. I didn't experience that with any other phone. Obviously, of course, the 12 mini was the same because it was just a year older. Now, another cool thing is that you will get the sensor shift stabilization. That was something that we had lacking on the 12, but then also I was not sure if we're going to actually get it on the iPhone Air. So having that here compared to the iPhone 16e, which I used for a couple of months, but still I made that compromise because I was like, you know what? Day-to-day experience. That's what it's all about. Now, one thing you are going to enjoy is better battery life, simply because if your phone, the 13 mini, is degraded by now, then switching to this, you're gonna automatically have better battery life. On top of that, this has a lot of other updates. C1X chip, which is a really good and efficient chip. It's got the A19 Pro, which isn't in here for gaming, but it's good for its efficiency. You also do have the camera control button. Now, I personally don't use this. I never used it, not on any older model, not on this model, but if you use your camera a lot, then this is nice to have. Some people like it, other people don't like it. Personally, it's of no use to me, but I wanted to mention it because it simply did not exist on the 13 mini. Another thing that you'll appreciate here is the improved front camera. It's got center stage, and overall, like the nicest improvement is just its quality. Like you at least now have a selfie camera that is going to look good. The selfie camera on here on the 13 mini wasn't that bad, but this across the board for all the different iPhone 17 models is just a huge improvement this year. Overall, it's so funny to me that these devices are so different, yet they're so similar to each other, especially in regards to the experience. And I think that's what is more important to someone coming from something like a 13 mini is just the overall day-to-day usage, right? And that is going to be a great and wonderful experience here. I'm telling you, it just makes me smile every time I actually use this device because I can appreciate the fact that I have a bigger screen, but I also don't have any pain in my hand. I really hope that this video helps you. If you do have any questions for me pertaining to this matter, you drop them in the comments and I'll be happy to help you out and make sure that you're like pushed into the right direction because that's what's most important. If you found value here, just give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It'll help the video get more views. And most importantly, like always, take care of yourself and I will see you in the next video.